numbers?
I'm not awake enough to remember anything.
Like we said, we're waiting for what's her name to make a decision with the council.
It's not on us anymore.
Yeah, the DM's job.
It's my
Pass
job.
the buck.
Make us make decisions, Tantus.
No. We don't gotta make any decisions, okay? I do remember most of our plans.
Yeah, I remember some of them.
Hi, everybody. What were most of your plans?
Alright. Plan number 1, and I don't like this plan. We work with the Lich.
And Carrie's aunt.
Yeah.
Carrie's aunt. Because Carrie's aunt and Carrie can together break the Lich out. We don't like this plan, because it involves working with the Lich, who, as stated earlier, off camera, is a bitch, because all bitches are liches.
Well, it's the unfortunate thing of, the two charisma characters liked the idea.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Not always. That has not always been true for us.
Been actually wrong for us.
Sometimes it's just another enemy.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes the enemy is worse.
You ever played a video game where there's two factions that hate each other, and then there's also you, and instead of fighting each other, they just shoot you?
He just wants to retire to the, Boca region of.
Yeah, where he'll go commit atrocities on the local populace.
Those atrocities are gonna happen regardless of him existing.
Where we are.
Yeah.
Atrocities happen every day here.
Look, just because you see a dumpster fire doesn't mean you're gonna throw some kerosene on it because you just gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, but it's like really fun to, though.
Trying to ruin my home even more than it's already ruined.
No, because we're getting rid of the bigger evil of the Cabal.
And giving me another evil.
A lesser evil.
For now.
There is no such thing as
I'm
a
not
lesser
sure
evil
that,
in
like,
Urborg.
multi-millennia old Lich that's been locked away going insane is necessarily a lesser anything.
There is no such thing as a lesser evil in Urborg. There's
Maybe
just evil.
Maybe
You
we'll
cannot argue this simple fact.
Maybe
Dude sucks shit.
Maybe we'll luck out, and his phylactery is actually the chains that bind him.
No.
That'd be pretty stupid.
When have we ever been lucky?
Yeah, also that.
What kind of bullshit is
The
that?
orc
We
camp.
thrive off of the fact that we just don't have luck.
We were
The orc
lucky at
camp
the
wasn't luck. That was just skill.
No, that was an actual atrocity.
That was skill
That was
and
actual
careful
atrocity.
planning. Was it an atrocity? They were
Yes.
trying. They had killed a lot of people.
That doesn't mean it wasn't an atrocity.
dwarves.
We only broke one part of their. We didn't like burn down the village. We broke a fence.
You did not burn down a village. That is true.
We broke a fence.
Yes, you broke a fence and, honestly just kind of pissed them off.
Yeah,
The
we didn't
fence
do
was
anything bad.
Little do you know that fence is a cultural heritage site, so...
No, it was new.
Yeah,
Clearly stated as new.
They kept. It's technically it was a cultural heritage site. They just keep moving it around. It's their cultural
Can't move
heritage
a
fence.
cultural
It
heritage.
was a bullshit fucking fence.
It's their cultural heritage fence.
I'm tired of this historical revisionism claiming we committed an atrocity by fucking up a bunch of orcs' fence. We didn't. It was fine.
I mean,
Bitches.
and we probably killed maybe like one or two as we went over.
We killed, we made a bunch of their cats trip.
Alright, now that's just fucked up.
They were saber-toothed tigers, and I threw some grease on the ground, and it was
Yeah,
some Looney
like
Tunes
act-
shenanigans.
Like actual trip, not like trip balls.
Yeah. Do you think, the Looney Tunes are fucked up?
Yeah, they
Because
kind
that's
of
what we
are.
did. They kind of are. It's true.
Yeah,
It's really fun. Anyway,
Hi
that's
everybody.
plan number 1.
Hi everybody. This is really gold for having that discussion.
One other thing with plan number 1,
It
also would, if Lich is true to his word,
Which,
which would eliminate the army that he has
Yeah.
to fight against the Cabal and not against us.
In theory, yes. But as I stated last time, no guarantee he won't just immediately turn the army on us.
Well, then we just, would have had to fight him anyways, and we really lose nothing.
No, we'd lose time.
Dignity.
And dignity.
And
you lose an argument, which I know you don't want to do.
And we would have freed a lich.
And you would have freed a fucking lich.
Yeah.
Oh, it's no worse than anything
You're still
else.
talking about freeing a fucking lich.
It's no worse than anything else that's fucking created in this world, huh?
There have been worse things.
I still think it's worth it.
Anyway, what was number 2 on this list?
Number 2 was just fuck them up old-fashioned
number
style.
2 was just take all of our mercenaries and go invade, front door kicking.
We're literally we're waiting on an elder dragon to show up.
Like, part of plan 1 is also I get teleported inside and just drop a hurricane on the tower.
That was an option.
Yeah. To take care of the flyers.
Which, may have issues with surrounding towns, but that's not my problem.
Plan C.
A way to take care of the flyers.
Plan C. And nobody wants to do this one. Except I think it would be narratively interesting. Is I fucking, like, nitro blast the goddamn lich staff we have. In order to take over the undead army from under that lich's fucking hat. Bad side, slight chance it does resurrect a worse lich.
But there's also a slight chance of you just dying, too.
There's always a slight chance of me dying, and plan A with the lich definitely has a chance of me dying.
Or also, blowing up a small region of the country from an artifact possibly exploding from getting too overcharged.
Yeah.
Hey. I've never blown anything up.
That is not true.
Okay, sorry, to clarify. I've never caused a massive explosion. I've caused small contained explosions.
I don't believe that for a second. I'm sorry, Kat. This time I'm not on your side.
I haven't. I've never caused untold devastation in an attractive land.
In a single geographical region. There you go.
I have never decimated an entire geographical region. Never done that.
Might as well check it off the list now.
I love your energy.
No!
There was always Plan Q.
No, we're not going to Plan Q.
Wait, what's Plan Q?
Plan Q is we all go to Quiznos.
I mean, I don't think that was Plan Q, but I think it's better Plan Q.
Plan D. Plan D is supercharging the storm staff, which he doesn't want us to do.
Which would actually create a world-ending crisis.
Yeah, that would create like a meteorological apocalypse.
Just completely destroy the weather of the plane.
Yeah.
Plan X from outer space.
Like
Plan X from outer space is that I tear another hole in reality, and we can't fix that. That wouldn't even help. Like, I've been thinking about that one.
Well, what happens if the hole of reality is inside the Citadel?
It's still a hole in reality.
The second hole is just a treat.
It's like...
Oh, wait. We don't want to blow up the whole building anyway.
No, we want the tower intact. There's
want.
shit in there we might need.
We just gotta get to the... We gotta get to the fucking... Plan F... I'm skipping a few. Plan F is we just put the bird in the tower and leave. We don't even take the bird to the furnace. We just put the bird in the tower and leave. Plan don't is we get Multani here and I detonate supercharge a Genesis box. That's plan don't.
Well, Muldrotha, technically, because Multani's probably not going to
Right, Muldrotha.
Yeah.
Muldrotha. We get Muldrotha here, I detonate a Genesis box and turn Muldrotha into a god. And that's plan don't.
Yeah.
That one seems like the worst option.
Yes, that is the worst plan. That is
I
like...
still think Plan A is the least of the worst options.
No.
No, Plan.
Listen, plan don't is what we do when the rest of you are dead and Kaz is the only one left. because we released a Lich and he's killed everyone.
Well, you need Carrie for this, really, because Carrie's the only one that could
Carrie's the one deciding on the plan here.
Because Carrie could Gamera, like, Moldratha probably be like, I'm technically, like, your priestess or something, and she could be like, you know, they probably don't deserve horrible amounts of death.
Yeah, it'd be like that one guy in Godzilla Final Wars who, like, was punching at the same rate as Godzilla in that one really cool scene.
Yeah,
Godzilla Final Wars was a great movie.
Godzilla Final Wars is both the worst and the greatest of Godzilla movies.
They realize that they shouldn't take it seriously.
It's the complete least serious thing, and it's got this guy who kind of looks like a young version of Jesse Ventura, the white guy.
Oh, the white guy. I remember the white guy.
Yeah.
That was a movie.
It was a movie.
I don't even remember the main character's name because my friend and I always just called him Jimmy the Power Ranger because he was basically a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was just the name we decided.
Just if you haven't seen that movie, see it. That's a recommendation for a movie.
So yeah, those are our plans. You want to release a Lich?
What's going on? What's going here? Uh-oh. I don't know if anybody can hear me. Okay, so Discord.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, there it goes. I don't know why Discord froze up there for a second for me, but it did. OBS was
still
fine.
then we have these horrible undead army that he has created.
Fuck him. Who cares?
Excuse me.
Why is this? Hey, guess what? It's not our decision.
I know. I'm just saying.
These are all the plans. A lot of them came with supercharging magical artifacts. I asked them if they have any magical artifacts, and they're gonna look.
Mm-hmm.
Also gonna potentially, if we do just the full frontal assault option, supercharge a cannon or two. Yeah. You know, just that could like easily decimate the army if I just like, I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
So, final decision. Of course, the decision that was argued for the best by the two charisma characters.
Motherfucker!
I gotta be honest, they did really present a really good argument for it.
Did they?
Yes! It's the entire idea of like, well, either they're going to attack us, or if he betrays us, they're going to attack us. But if he doesn't betray us, they're not going to attack us.
Fuck, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of like, it makes it the off chance that they won't attack your side. But since you know about it, you can be ready in case of betrayal.
And we also have two strong people there that if he turns on us,
he's gonna get
and notify us about it as well. Especially since one can instantaneously transport.
We didn't even ask Nim if it was a good idea.
Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah, I mean, Nim cannot be our answer to everything.
He's not, but he's a really good sounding board.
He's busy.
He is, but he also has other things he has to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
Us.
Yeah.
We're the biggest problem.
I mean, honestly, you did make yourself most of the biggest problem. Not a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to us. Otherwise, we're going to go off and do things. And that's not good for anyone.
He helped.
We need attention. We're like
cats. He
cats.
helped make us more powerful, too.
Yeah,
We are like cats.
We're
We
like
are
cats.
his responsibility.
It's like, you know, you pay attention to us. You give us, like, you know, positive affection and all that. We're good. You don't, we're going to break things.
You see, Nim made the classic mistake of giving you a babysitter, but the babysitter's the cool uncle who doesn't give a shit.
Nim turned his back on the clown. You never turn your back on the clown. We're the clown. We have the single. We have like the combined brain cells of a single clown.
Have brain cells?
I have brain cells. I have many brain cells.
They're not yours though.
They're all arguing with each other, but I have them.
You're a
I have
clown?
a lot of brain cells. Kaz has a lot of brain cells.
I thought Maxwell was your clown. He didn't turn his back on Maxwell.
Well, we don't know. We don't know if he's been hanging out and talking to Maxwell at all.
Also, Wintress was kind of your clown, too.
Yes.
But Wintress was just weird chaos incarnate.
I miss him.
Yeah.
This Matt,
Either way.
300 years with that dude.
Anyway, so yeah. You will be presented with the fact that a couple of the options you presented seem to be reasonable to them. One, free the Lich. It's a gamble they're willing to take.
It's not the first Lich. It's been free.
It's not the first. It won't be the
Not
last.
going to be the last.
There are lots of Liches still around.
The person leading this rebellion is one good argument away from becoming a Lich.
Yeah. This is accurate.
I think it's a dumb plan.
Plan number 2 that they're gonna go for. Honestly, they like the Hurricane plan.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Nobody listens to me.
Hurricane plan, good plan.
Yeah, I don't disagree that Hurricane plan is, at the very least, the fun plan.
Oh, the hurricane's gonna happen regardless. Just how severe they want it.
The region of the tower is completely controlled by the Cabal. Do your worst.
Yeah, so I'm gonna... If that's the plan we're going with, I'm max busting a Category 5 Hurricane on Urborg.
Were we gonna try to get Slarva to help?
I don't think we ever considered that.
You could, though. He's got an adventuring crew.
I can sending the little man.
Hey, these are the guys that want you dead. You want to fuck them up with us?
Yeah, you want to come murder some cultists that kidnapped you?
You want to have some sibling bonding time?
Hey, we know they sent a mission out to capture you again.
It didn't work. You're welcome. Saved your ass again, motherfucker.
Especially since I was the head of the mission.
Yeah, I can just phone him real fast in my brain.
ET phone, huh?
Yeah.
Do it.
Alright, yeah, I'll ask if he wants to come fuck up some cultists.
He's down for it.
For the greater good.
Oh, he's definitely down for it.
The greater good, okay.
The greater good of making me money.
The greatest good you're ever gonna get.
Exactly.
I'm getting rid of a shitty cult.
I'm gonna bring capitalism to this country.
God. That's
Is that really a greater good? Yeah.
We've already got the perfect workforce, undead. They don't need to be paid.
Or
They
fed,
need to be paid.
or rest.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, do undead need to be paid? Like, depends on the undead, right?
Depends if they're smart or not.
Yeah.
You really are a capitalist.
I mean, the mindless undead, they don't need to eat,
Yeah,
sleep,
true.
work.
Like a zombie or a skeleton, they don't gotta do. They don't need shit. They're just a zombie or a skeleton.
You're like how that one presidential candidate wanted to solve the energy crisis using zombies.
Perfect. I see no flaws in this plan.
Vermin Supreme, look him
Oh,
up.
I love Vermin Supreme. I
Yeah,
didn't
you know.
hear about that. I know the pony thing. You have your
Yeah.
identification pony.
His idea was to put a bunch of zombies in a mill and dangle brains in front of them so they push the mill.
I love Vermin Supreme. He is awesome.
Zombies still exist.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a Vermin Supreme. There's a moon on his head.
That you know of.
I mean, to be fair, there are some forms of zombies that do exist, you know, like the
Yeah,
great fungus that turns ants into zombies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cordyceps.
Yeah.
Human zombies, on the other hand,
Well,
probably don't.
we just get a bunch of ant zombies to run in a treadmill.
Yeah.
I don't think ants could run a treadmill.
We just make one super ant.
I don't think ants eat brains.
What would motivate a zombie ant?
Syrup.
Beside the point.
Well, some ants are carnivorous.
I think all ants are carnivorous. They just
No.
eat what they can.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
you can call on Slarvak's
Yeah, I'll
crew.
call on that.
Okay.
Lovely goblin boy.
Sure. We'll just,
He's here now.
yeah, make this,
We're getting the crew together.
Man together.
We'll just have this, handout with Bro's crew show up now. Of his, just so you can see, what their, race and class combination of all his team is.
Oh, no.
This is a big-ass party, dude.
He's a paladin.
He is a paladin.
Hell yeah.
Who does he worship?
The greater good.
Yeah,
Fuck! He's an idealist!
He's an idealist.
Avian barbarian, elven druid, giant monk. Oh my god, damn it, dwarf!
Dwarven fighter.
Yeah.
You gonna throw things in the sea?
Yeah, I wonder if it's that one guy who was just like hanging out in the ruins of the dwarven city.
No, different dwarven fighter.
That would be awesome if it was.
That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be hilarious, and maybe I'll change it that that's the guy now. He got recruited.
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember it either off the top of my head. I have to look it up in my notes. Deep in the notes. That's a deep cut from the notes.
I'd have to go back and watch the fucking archive to find out.
Oh god, yeah. Yep. He's got quite a crew of interesting characters that he's amassed.
Most of the classes.
Yeah.
Got all the good ones.
Yeah.
Fuck you. He doesn't have an artificer. I'm still better than him.
Oh,
I like that their giant monk's name is in all lowercase.
It is. It perhaps was on purpose. Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember.
Torm.
Torm.
I'm not Torm. I'm
Torm.
It's because he's serene. I am Torm.
So, yeah. I probably didn't spell your brother's name correctly, too, because I couldn't remember it.
It's Slarvad with a D at the end instead of a K, but other than that, I think you got it.
Close enough, right?
Slarvad, Slarvac.
Slarvad, there, I changed it. There we go.
Yeah.
Fixed it.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it.
Growl sounds like a name I've...
Wait, Marivel?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the fucking...
It is.
I'm gonna break shit.
Growl sounds familiar, too.
They're similar sounding names to some other names.
Okay.
But Marivel, well, no, that can't be the same Marivel, because our Marivel is a cat.
Yeah, they're different
two
Marivels.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love the confusion.
To be fair, it's just adding to the confusion of all of our names.
At least none of them have any names that start with C.
It's true. They do have 2 S's and 2 T's, though.
Yes. Now, if they were all C's, that would be fucking hilarious.
Or they were all, like, the soft C, because we're all hard C.
They're all S sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so you can call for Slarvad and his crew to help show up. They gladly will, and he will inform you that his my friend will be showing up soon too. Don't worry about it, brother. I don't think he'll be here in time for the battle, but once in the aftermath, I'm sure he'll be here. Ask you some questions about what's going on, and help you out.
Okay.
I also wouldn't tell him about us freeing the lich.
Shut up. It's your plan.
Well, we don't know if we're going with that one yet.
No,
Carrion needs to decide.
They're going with it. Carrion has to agree with it.
They will say that it's up to Carrion at the end. Your aunt will agree to it. It's just up to you, Carrion, in the end, because you are the final decision, because you were the last one to be able to...
Of course the aunt's going to agree.
It sounds like fun.
Exactly.
It does sound fun.
This is the same woman who ripped the spine out of an undead.
Telefragged the spine out of it.
Whoop.
Got your spine.
Nothing up my sleeve. Nothing
It's a very impressive trick.
And nothing up your back.
Look, He's at least not chaotic evil, okay?
Prove it.
He might be a little bit.
Small bits of it. She believes in family, sort of.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Great.
Family.
I'll make sure that she's on board for the next Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, here, I didn't show this to people. The people in home can see the Bros crew. There we go. There you go, everybody. Now you can see it too. Forgot to do that. Alright, so yeah, Carrie, the final actual decision will be yours. But they will say, she'll be like, look, you're going to be the one doing it, and it seems that you have hesitation when dealing with... But still, nonetheless, the council agrees it's probably the best course of action for us. Betrayal may happen, but we would prefer the option of less things to fight. The chance of removing an enemy, even if it's a small chance or temporary chance. Better than dealing with it with everything else.
I'm being pushed into a corner and I don't like it.
One puts Carrie in a corner.
No one puts Carrie in a corner. Only Carrie can put Carrie in a corner. I don't like... I don't want to say I don't like, you know, necromancers or anything like that. I more just don't like the idea of allying with someone who's definitely an asshole.
You learned your lesson.
Believe it or not, I do on occasion learn my own lessons. Typically I learn them and just ignore them, but this time, you know, backfiring is... This type of backfire is not a good one. But it seems that everybody else except for me and Kaz seems to be in agreement, so I guess I'm gonna have to go along with it.
We can always try to take out the Lich afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to.
Also, I completely forgot, I'm good against undead.
Well,
they have difficulty harming me. They have to make will save DCs against my spell save DC to attack me.
I mean, that's definitely a good thing to remember.
I was like, oh yeah, among the dead, I get a special thing against dead hurting me.
Definitely very good to remember.
Something I've had since first level and never have had come up.
You don't fight a lot of undead.
No.
Anyway, alright. So, Carrie, what are you doing? You going along with the plan?
Yeah, I did say that.
Okay. Alright. It is the day of the planned attack. Everyone has been assembled. All of your forces are ready. The hurricane will be the sign. Effectively, you're going to activate the hurricane. And then, the thing is, the tower itself will most likely be the eye of the hurricane. You're being... you can assume that you can control it, so they're saying, after you create it, drive it west. The main forces will then move in from the east, as that was the easiest area to attack from anyway, technically speaking. It is the area that, not that it's least guarded, but has the easiest pathways, and you're dealing with a lot less, you know, swamp.
Yeah.
Might have technically some more defenders, but also it's sort of like it's thought that the hurricane should prevent a lot of reinforcements from coming in any directions, and especially when the tower begins to be buffeted by the winds. When the winds hit the tower is the signal for Carrie and your aunt to Aristel to go free the Lich, because then he will begin his attack at that point on the forces inside the tower, while the outside forces will use the edge of the hurricane to kind of move in. So as the hurricane passes, kind of moving in that way. That seems to be the plan in general. And anything big and mean looking, Kaz, you're supposed to supercharge cannon it. They might have some big and mean looking things.
This does mean, unfortunately, I will not be able to accompany Carrion into the tower as much as I do want to.
If you want to give an argument for that, you could.
Oh, I need to be able to I need to be able to make massive amounts of destruction at any given the drop of a hat.
Claud,
Worst that could happen.
your location is, well, variable. Where do you want to be in all this? Certainly you accompanying the others inside the tower, not a terrible idea. Just to provide support. Or you fighting on the outside, also not terrible. Provide support that way.
I'm probably going to go with Carrie and the Ant since the Lich doesn't know them.
Okay. That's very acceptable. You're a go-between between you and the Lich.
So, if she appear, when they appear, he's not like ready to attack them.
Yeah. Okay. So, first thing is first. In the upper ruins of the tower, in some of the area that's kind of exposed to the sky, kind of wrecked, kind of where the tower separated off. Not a lot of this area has been cleared out. A little poof of darkness will kind of occur, and 4 figures will appear on top of the Evancar Tower. Alright. You're up here. What are y'all doing? I know what one of you is planning on doing, but, is there anything else you want to do in the meantime? You're at the upper wreckage where the tower's separated out when it collapsed.
Right, if you want to do anything up here, you're going to want to do it before I summon a large storm on the rock.
And possibly damage the tower. I'm just here to make introductions with the Lich.
I'm just here against my will.
You had a choice.
That does not mean it wasn't against my will.
I look like that dude also.
Okay.
You look like a dude with bad name.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck his name was.
It was...
Carnan Flemis.
Yeah, Carnan Flemis.
What a name. Beautiful, perfect.
You got a Flemmy boy with you.
My first choice? Or 5th?
Mm-hmm. So it will take you some time, Cole, to manifest a hurricane, especially one this powerful.
Yeah, there's a lot of, chanting and primordial as this happens.
Mm-hmm. As the staff will kind of float in front of you and glow with a primordial energy that seems to be drawing in. As you can tell, the clouds, and Urborg is a cloudy place anyway, it's very volcanic and stuff like that. The clouds are growing.
Is the staff chanting with him?
God, I hope.
The staff actually makes a kind of almost humming noise that's almost very song-like.
It's providing you the beat to go by.
Mm-hmm. After a while, it begins to thunder in the sky. Signs of the storm is coming in. Certainly throughout the tower, there seems to be activity of, hey, there's a storm coming. Storms do happen. But again, not probably on the scale that's going to occur. About 15 minutes into everything, it begins to rain. And it starts out very light rain with some wind, a little bit of thunder and lightning. And about a half an hour into the chanting, it has now become some severe storming. With some heavy winds, rain, pelting, thunder and lightning. 45 minutes in, you've certainly reached the level of tropical storm now. It is storming in the region. The swamp water is, like, undulating in areas. And, in fact, there probably is, like, a massive amount of water being drawn in from other areas of the swamp to kind of just flood this area of the pressure system. Kind of flooding areas that are now, free. By the time the hour is up and the chanting is done, a full, powerful hurricane has formed on your location. The tower, of course, is the eye of the storm. And the eye stretches for a couple of miles out in various directions. But the forces of the Cabal away from the tower are just being hit by a hurricane which has formed over them.
Good job, sir.
Well, it always takes a lot of energy. You don't need me inside of that, do you? Because I kind of want to just fly around and start killing things.
No, we're good.
No, I'm just going down to make introductions. They're the ones who are breaking the enchantment.
Alright, good.
As the hurricane begins to travel westerly, and the edge of the eye approaches the tower, it was the sign for the lot of you to head deep into the bowels of the tower itself and to meet with a lich. Certainly, Cole. It's not the worst storm you've been in.
Yeah, there was a pretty bad one that sucked my boat.
Yeah. You know. But it's a hell of a storm. Hundreds of mile per hour wind, thunder, lightning, rain. Mm-hmm. The tower is being bombarded. As the three of you will teleport into the lower sections, you will notice there is water down here now.
Think of that. It's like, I hope we brought our waiters.
Yeah.
Got your welly boots.
You even in this basement area can feel the entire building is shaking. Certainly, even though the structure is a massive one and pretty tough, honestly, it's ancient, it's been heavily damaged, and there's a massive storm on top of it. It's certainly being buffeted, and you can feel the shaking in the building and stuff like that.
Do I see Xerius?
You are outside of his lab.
Okay. I guess follow me.
Aristel never entered into the lab, so could not teleport to that location. She didn't bother. She wandered around. A lot of people, kind of saw where it was and just didn't bother.
Ladies, follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll start heading towards the lab.
Okay. If I could rot, this would be awful.
Sorry about the water.
Are you somehow at fault for the nature?
One of our party is, to be fair.
Interesting. Also, interesting. Did you find a way to free me?
That's why the ladies are here.
Yeah, hi.
An interesting proposition.
And also, I'm just going to go and shake my appearance off and go back to normal. And by the way, nice to actually meet you.
Yes, whatever your name is. Very nice to meet you. Or do you still want me to call you Flemis?
You can call me Flemis for now. That's fine.
Don't give him your real fucking name.
Yeah, I know that.
Don't give him
Do
a
you?
name.
I can't tell anymore.
How did you get Aristel to agree to do anything?
We asked.
I never thought of doing that. Would you have listened to me? Probably not.
That tracks.
What can I say? We have friends in high and low places.
Mostly low.
Is that a joke about my height?
No, but it
Not
can't
even
be.
there.
Cash just shows up.
Kaz is just like, excuse me.
I'm average height for a goblin. Okay.
Well, if you're going to do this, we should before things seemingly get worse, if there's a storm going on outside.
Yes, I will keep guard in case anyone comes down. You two do the thing you do.
All right. So, the thing is, this would break to the will of dear old Dad. So we basically have to use our will combined to overpower his will, in a way. Do you understand what I mean?
Vaguely.
What we're going to have to do is concentrate all of our energy into it, all of our powers, all of our mana into the chain that's binding this fair gentleman here. But we're also going to have to call upon the very soul of the abyss. Now, I know that's something you're probably not familiar with as much. And, even myself, I am not as familiar as I have no experience with the abyss. But it doesn't mean we can't feel it in us. It's part of us. It's one of those natural things.
I think she's tapped into that part of herself before, not necessarily on purpose.
Claude, when have I ever done anything on purpose?
Well, the more you can tap into it, the better. And then we're going to effectively command it to open. Theoretically.
And theoretical is more than I typically have, so...
The fact is, I'm not as powerful as dear old Dad, and I don't think you are either, but perhaps us combined are enough strength to overpower him. That sort of thing.
Carrie, you might have to do something we have not wanted you to do.
Go full demon?
Yeah.
This wasn't the plan.
Oh boy.
Listen, let's try it the other way first, and if it fails, then I will tap into full demon mode, and Claude can leave so I don't kill him.
Not the plan.
You're not fucking there. You can't stop me from making bad decisions.
I'm the peanut gallery.
If you can tap into a true demonic power, perhaps a little assistance in a way to keep you a little bit more focused. Being the majesty that is myself and others of our kind is filled with a lot of, well, emotional baggage. You know, black mana usually isn't the most friendly of mana. It brings with it a lot of negative connotations and emotions that traditionally are imbued into it, especially because it tends to be used for a lot of very negative things. It's the nature of the abyss. Very negative emotion-based. that means it can overpower you. That's why when we're younger and newborn, which does happen occasionally, not as much, we tend to be very, similar to when your little friend was when he was a child, except less sibling eating, more murdering everybody in our wake. You're a little bit like that. So maybe you can understand the emotions and feel them better. And we can teach you a little bit about how to access things without as much trouble. And in my case, I can basically be your cheat object for it. It might be easier for us to tap into it. And it certainly would allow for a little bit of familial bonding. I know you seem to be a little bit more against that. I guess it's just the reminders of things. I can understand. But it would be...
against it.
It would be a little ways for me to make up for my past mistakes.
We're trying it the original way first.
Alright. Let's see what we can do.
Worst case scenario, we try it your way.
Okay. I will need you to make a... give me an Arcana check first.
I'm okay at that.
Alright. So, using your knowledge and training, a combination of what you learned in Teifling Academy, and a little bit of the training you actually got from the Witch, you begin to understand the nature of the black mana you have to manipulate. It becomes an easier thing to do. You're like, okay, it's more than just mana manipulation. This is mana manipulation in a specific way. So you prepare yourself for it. I will then need you to make a charisma check. I'm just gonna...
I'm not as good.
Nice.
That's right.
Flawless.
The two of you seemingly combine your energies, Aristel says something in a language that is very familiar, but also not. And nothing happens. We may need something else, like another source of energy, especially if you're hesitant to transform. Seems we're just missing a little bit of energy.
My magics assist at all?
Well, you are a being that's more energetic than your average mortal, but it still might be, I do enjoy your presence too. You're a funny little one. It could be very harmful to you to drain the energy from you. We're abyssal beings. We're comprised of a lot of this energy. You're not quite. You've got it in you, much more than your average mortal, but not quite the same as us or being mana-based beings. It would be a boost.
What about the fact with the others in there?
Tapping into something that would be more mana-accordive would technically help in a way. But it comes down to the same issue. Just because they originally were a creature more adept and more attuned to mana doesn't mean they're the same way once they've been integrated into your new makeup. You're still technically mimicking it as far as I can see. Natural abilities to see energy patterns. It's one of those things that just happens a lot of times with higher beings such as ourselves. Most of us have to develop it a little bit. I happen to be very good at it. Special skills. I always was the gifted one. Guess that's why I wasn't, visited. Or killed. Especially after, certain betrayal. Which, certainly wasn't my fault, and I wasn't involved at all.
You understand what's going on than I do. Yes. So if you think I can be of help, I can try. If you don't think it would be as useful, we always have the other plan with Carrie.
Well, I will leave this decision up to you, Carrie. He's your little friend more than mine. It will be harmful to use him in this effect as an extra battery source. We will be using him like a battery.
We're not using Claud. Fine, let's do it your way.
Excellent.
I'll be having words with y'all.
This is fine.
Now, before we start with the chains, give me your hands. Just kind of hold out her hands, open palm, you know, like this.
Yeah, I hand my hands over.
Now close your eyes and just... Let's start by tapping into the inner demon. You know it's there. You felt it before, yes?
Many times.
I can see it's a bottle of rage. Just wanting to get out. Every little bit of negative emotion that you have feeds it. Your anger, your hatred, your sadness. Everything that you feel when you're feeling at your worst goes into it. And it balls it up. Granted, you do seem to be keeping it in check when you release some of those demons, so to say. But not still nonetheless, it's amplifying all of those emotions in its worst way. So, you do have seemingly done a good job of keeping those in check. That's good. That means we have some place to work off of. Now, let's go to the abyss. Open your eyes. You're no longer in the room there, but you feel like you are, but you aren't. Around you is just shadows, darkness, twisted. It's hard to make out if there's, like, landscape or something. Now, this is just an illusion in a way. It's the part of all of us that recognize our home, the abyss. It's where our kind comes from. It's where our nature lies. The source of all things demonic. Where all the negative emotions and energies of every plane coalesces. In between. There are many other places in the in-between. But ours is a unique one. One attached to all the other planes. One that means it's very easy to travel between the blind eternities. Because we can feel everywhere at once. Even when you're in a plane, you can feel all of them. All the realms. We might not be able to step between them like others. But we know they're there. And we can find a way to go there. So, does it feel like home?
No.
That's the correct answer. Because honestly, this place is just awful. I know a lot of the bigger upper demons would scoff at us for thinking differently, but I find Dominaria just fine and quaint. Part of me thought about this place as a home for a while. Somewhere to maybe go back to if things got really rotten, especially after dear old Dad passed away. But you can feel it. It's just annoying. It's why they all want to escape. Everyone's vying for strength here. It's blood, death, murder, vengeance, pain, suffering, all rolled into a ball. Well, guess what? We don't give a fuck. And feel that. This place is important. The place that we're all coming from. But who gives a fuck what they think? That's what you should accept. So, I want you to reach out and steal a little bit of this place. Because it's yours. My birthright. Can you feel it? The energy? I'm sure you can. Claim it as your own.
I'll do what she says.
Okay. Make a wisdom save. You'll have advantage.
That's good at least. Oh wait, I forgot that I'm a druid now.
Well, I mean, that's great then. That's excellent. So, using her advice and kind of keeping the thoughts in mind of the things she said, you kind of are like, you tap into that inner demon. And in this case, you tap into the energies of the abyss. But you manage to do it in such a way, especially with her help, that all the negativity that washes over you as soon as the energy kind of hits you, you maintain yourself. You say, like, no to it, that this is mine to control and not yours to dominate me over. The darkness, says here, is yours to command, not to be commanded by. And lo and behold, there are now 2 demons in the room. Isn't that just a little better now? How does it feel to have more control? To understand our nature? Granted, it does come with disadvantages. So often I don't care for others. It requires strain to be concerned with the well-being of others. I'm trying my best, thank you very much. I just haven't had much opportunity. I care about your well-being, and I cared about little, Claud over there.
Claud.
Yes.
Claud. This is not something that I enjoy. I'll tell you that much.
It is a glorious existence, but a one filled with torment. Sometimes it's just so hard to get the bloodstains out.
Can we just get on with it?
Yes! Let's try again. Now, once again, concentrate. You can give me that charisma check with advantage this time. And a bonus, technically. Also here. Okay. So, this time, the 2 of you concentrate on the bands. And once again, she speaks the language, which you now understand what she's saying. The words are, by my command and my authority, I am now ruler. My blood is the blood of kings, and your overlord. Break your bonds by my command. And you will see the chains clack open and fall to the floor. Impressive ladies. Freedom. I haven't tasted such a thing in centuries. Well then, down to business. I will go do my end of the bargain, get out of this water, and perhaps, well, do you require me to accompany you? Or would it be better that I wander off on my own afterwards? I'm not a fool, and I do get the sense that there does seem to be a little bit of hostility in you, madam.
You have the chance to look away.
As long as you keep to our deal and use your forces against the Cabal, we have no issue.
If I see you again, I'm putting a spear through your throat, so just keep that in mind.
That's not much of a threat for me, you do realize that. I don't need a throat to... Whatever.
I mostly mean that I'm going to kill you, and probably torture you a little bit.
Don't feel anything. There really isn't... You have to get used to this undead thing.
I don't know anything about undead, I'm gonna be honest. I try and stay away from that shit. Anyway, I will make your existence non-existent. Better? I'll burn you in from inside out with holy power or something. I don't know. I'll call upon the angel that I know.
I mean, last time an angel set foot in Urborg was... Has an angel set foot in Urborg?
Listen, I could probably get her here. She's weird.
Anyway. Well, Clad.
Claude?
Oh, Claude, yes.
You weren't supposed to give the Lich a real name.
You corrected the demon lady.
That's fine.
Even if I didn't, Carrie was correcting her anyway,
Yes,
so...
yeah. She's trying. She's just...
Yeah.
doesn't actually care that much about you.
And I don't care that much about her, so it's fine.
I'm going to go leash an army of monstrosities, which honestly are a lot more trouble than they're worth. The things are certainly deadly, but do have a little bit of instability. Once they take a certain amount of damage, they kind of go a little berserk. They were technically a failed experiment. The Cabal really liked them, so I mass-produced a whole bunch of them. Certainly letting them loose to do their thing is probably a good idea. And then I can go off and make something a little better.
Sounds like a plan.
Excellent. Well, I'm just going to gather up a few things here. I was just going to, I guess, pack a bag of some, books and papers and stuff. Well, just going to, on my way. Claude, if we should meet again, perhaps we could be more reasonable again. Don't bring your friend. Honestly, she's just unnecessarily growly.
I just met her recently. Well, wait, which one do you mean?
The
one that tried to threaten him.
The threatening one.
Well, she's just very strong-willed, let's just say. And being an Urborg brings it out in her.
You know, there's just something about you I like. You feel undead. It must be the experiment in you.
I've been feeling more lively lately.
Don't we all? I'm certainly feeling a lot more alive. Haven't felt this well in centuries. I can regenerate these marks on my body using some necromancy. Look at this. This thing is just like... It's like you've had, like, chains on you for, like, 3 centuries, you know?
I could imagine that would be rather irritating.
Yes. Oh, well, you mentioned, yes. Something about... Something, rather. I don't remember what. I'll leave you something. You seem interested in this tower. So, something I don't need anymore. My old journal from when I was alive. Maybe it'll help you out.
Thank you.
Yes. He's gonna give you a book and then, like, just leave. There'll be, like, a weird army of those monstrosity things that'll march by you. He'll, like, go over to another room and then just kind of, like, disappear into some passages somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure he knows a secret way out.
Oh, God, yes. He knows a bunch of secret ways out. You know, he worked here when this place was functioning, technically.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have to check a few because probably some of them aren't working now, you know, after, like, 3 centuries in a horrible swamp. But, you know, he'll eventually find one way out. Also, I mean, like, probably a lot of the people by now are distracted by Storm and approaching army. So, like, everybody that could possibly stop him is probably busy. Who's the interference with it?
What's wrong with your shit?
Yeah, I don't know. Who was that?
There we go.
Oh.
It was Fitch.
No.
But I don't
Oh, was my thing being weird?
Yeah, it was it's TV static.
No, that was...
Sorry.
I think that was mine.
Someone's went staticky for a little bit.
Fitch was the one that had the green bar.
That just appears sometimes when my mic is muted, and I don't know why.
Weird.
Strange. But anyway, why don't we take our break, because we're going to be switching it to a massive battle scene that's following a, you know, hurricane in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll do some violence.
Yeah. So if you need a drink, snack, bathroom break, anything like that, go ahead and do it. And we'll be back in a little bit here. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that part actually showed up when I muted it. That might have been muted. I don't know. The 50 bucks a pea. That's pretty expensive peas. What are you doing with so many peas in your pod? Anyway, we're back.
Chilling like a villain.
So, one of you is enjoying a storm.
Yeah.
And for some reason, you're like on top of like the ruined part of like a giant tower, and like, you know, it's almost like you're like riding a ship through the storm. As like, you know, like the winds are.
Hey, if I see like any, because I assume this tower is like really high up, right?
Yes.
I can't see anything down below from here, I assume.
It's very stormy.
Okay, I'm just gonna chill up here.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
my work is done.
Yeah. It's pretty goddamn stormy. Like, you know, like there's trees flying around, you know, things like that. You know, it's you know, hurricane.
It's like Twister from the movie Twister.
Yeah.
No.
Very much.
I was thinking Wizard of Oz.
No, Twister.
One of them would have like a lady on a bicycle. The other one would have like a cow.
Hey, there might be an undone lady on a bicycle with a...
What bicycles? There haven't been bicycles.
Bicycles haven't been invented yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they have, and we just don't know.
People just use magic to fly around. They don't need bicycles.
Kaz's side quest is to ensure the permanent destruction of any bicycle. They're not
What
allowed.
about a motorless carriage?
Nah, fuck them.
That's just crazy.
That one feels weird.
Yeah.
you say motorless carriage?
Yes, because it's powered by magic.
Or like...
Or a horse.
Horses.
Horse. Yeah.
We had one of those.
You did have a motorless carriage already.
I want a horseless, motorless carriage.
So it just sits there? Okay.
No, it's powered by magic.
I guess at like some
Horses are
point.
already magic.
Are
How do
they?
you explain their bones? That's my whole argument. Is how do you explain their bones?
Explain your bones.
Made of calcium.
And what is a horse's bones made out of?
Hatred.
Spite.
Yeah, spite.
I
Open defiance of anatomy.
I don't know if this is accurate, but we'll go along with it.
No, I've owned a horse. They do live on spiting God on a daily basis.
Yeah. They shouldn't work.
Horses live to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
And kick you off.
You're also very cute.
I love
Their teeth are very powerful as well.
I can appreciate a good horse.
I've been bitten by a horse before.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you should
It
get
hurt.
that looked at.
so very powerful and can cut through your boots.
That explains why you're a werehorse.
I was just gonna say that's why I'm a werehorse, you asshole.
You should definitely get that checked out.
Hey, it has its benefits.
I like a dog.
Of a horse.
No, yeah, I'm like chilling on top of the tower. At some point, I'll probably get bored and feather fall my way down.
I mean,
you just be blown around by
Oh, yeah.
feather falling.
Eh. I magically descend slow enough, so you know I'll land somewhere.
Like
will.
on the side of the tower.
oh no,
Thunk.
like a couple miles away.
I also could just fly with the fly spell. I could do
Mhm.
that, or I could just go down through the tower.
Yeah, that'd probably be the safest.
That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just go through a stroll to the tower. If I see anyone in the tower, I'm just gonna kill them.
Just stay away from the monsters.
Ah, they'll be fine.
They're busy being summoned to, like, you know, a battle.
Yeah.
But anyway, war will begin. And certainly the combined forces of a unit of mercenaries, an elite goblin warrior and his adventuring party, and a bunch of
Elite.
He may or may not be higher level than you.
He's not.
You don't know
I won't
that.
allow it.
You don't know that.
Veto.
He's at least
I'll
level
kick
10.
his ass.
He's at least level 10.
So are we.
Mm-hmm.
We're level 13.
Can I go back in time and kill Slarvad?
No.
I mean, you could kill him now and get his experience.
That's rude.
It's true.
I mean, like, time travel's a really difficult thing.
I'd do it.
Also, there are beings that are immune to the effects of time travel and would notice that you're time traveling and not be happy about it.
No, they'd understand. As soon as they talk to him for more than a minute, they'd understand.
No, they like him. All those beings like him.
Inconceivable.
Uh-huh. On list of things that do recognize, you know, time travel and the manipulation of it, Elder Dragons.
They already hate me.
Well, there's one that doesn't. It's probably neutral to you. You helped create it.
Yeah. I got a dragon on my side.
Yeah, but you've been time traveling to before it be created.
I'll do it again. I can do it. I did it once. I can do it again.
Travel just makes plot weird.
Not if I only just kill this one specific dude. Just this one guy.
I mean,
It's fine.
it would.
Actually, that would affect a bunch of things.
No, he hasn't saved the world. He specifically said he's never saved the world.
But
I
like,
didn't say he was saving the world, but you know that would have affected some of our earlier stuff when we went to see your family, and we don't know what he's done.
you return to a timeline where you're dead.
Yeah.
I can't die, so
You
not
don't
an
know
issue.
that.
You even tried it.
All evidence point to me never being able to die.
At very least, fate worse than death.
I'll be fine. Anyway, the answer is apparently no, I cannot.
Also, you have no idea how to time travel.
I'll figure it out.
Good luck on that. Now you have to switch from, like...
I already have a bag that's bigger on the inside. I'm most of the way there.
No, you don't. You have a box.
Yeah, it's a box now. Which means you're even closer the way there.
It's a canister. I have a canister that's bigger on the inside.
It is a box that's even closer.
Are you going to paint it blue?
You know, just for you, I'll paint it orange.
Anyway, where was I? Battle! Yes, there's a battle going
War
on.
has begun.
War has begun.
I'm standing with the artillery. My artillery.
Certainly, your combined forces caught the Cabal off guard. Especially because of a hurricane. Honestly, that scattered, destroyed some forces, caused some damage. It takes them a bit to mount a defense, allowing you to break through their initial defenses. The barrier to their territory, the main road, comes under your control. Now the main road is also damaged by a hurricane, but certainly it's still better than swamp.
Is it?
A little bit?
I think it's just flooded swamp.
It's more fun.
It's like flooded road instead of swamp. You're still on road, it's just slightly submerged in places.
I still can't drown, so I'm okay,
Yeah.
but these are good boots. They're getting all muddy.
Too bad. It's probably honestly still rainy when you launch your attack. It's like in the back end of the hurricane. Like you're still following the tail end of it, so it's still windy and rainy and thunder and lightning-y when you're launching your attack. It's not like we can't do anything in it level of storm, but still kind of, sucky. More sucky for those poor schlubs that are the Cabal servants there, because honestly, yeah, as I said, initial wave completely caught off guard. You break into their territory by a good chunk before they mount a defense against them, and seemingly they have a lot of forces that they aren't able to bring to bear. The ring wraiths aren't able to attack you, okay? The specters.
Yeah, we don't gotta deal with Nazgul today.
The Nazgul aren't getting you.
I can fuck up a Nazgul. This has just been a lot of me saying, I could do that.
There's a really horrible giant monster there who looks very cannonable. Super cannonable.
I did warn you about him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that another poke in my height?
Probably.
Alright. Oh. I got cannons.
Yeah.
Do I even need to overcharge him?
Probably.
Alright.
Alright. I mean, I've got to be honest, it's engaged in battle. You, wait for an opportunity, you overcharge a cannon, the cannon breaks, it ceases to exist.
Yeah, I'm only gonna burn a first level on that one.
Mm-hmm. You'll manage to, finish it off. And, kind of... it was attempting to turn the tide back, and actually doing a pretty good job just tearing through people. And it seemed every person it killed just got back up as a ghoul instantaneously.
Except I have created my force ballista, but 5 times as large, and then I just supercharge it, and I think it just explodes.
Yeah, I mean your thing technically explodes too, but that's besides the point.
But that was planned.
Yeah.
See, this people don't understand about my explosions is that they're planned. It's supposed to happen.
Except when they're not.
When does that ever happen? When have I ever had an unplanned explosion?
In your hometown?
You've had a lot.
Number 1, hometown was not an explosion. It was a conflagration.
Yeah, there's a difference there.
Okay?
The Great Fire.
Great Fire.
Yes, it's not the Great Explosion.
Not the Great Explosion. Great Fire. People survived. If it was a great explosion, nobody left standing.
Not necessarily.
Well,
No, not if I would have done it.
They'd all be blown on the ground, prone.
Second off, again, can you list a single time I had an unplanned explosion?
Sure, it has happened.
I think it's happened.
An entire portion of your bag specifically so you don't accidentally explode things?
That wasn't an explosion. That was I've
Turned
never.
inside out and exploded.
The bag ruptured. That was a rupture, not an explosion.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that you created a workspace in your bag so you don't explode things accidentally.
Correct. I did. And have I exploded anything accidentally?
In the bag, probably.
I have not.
I don't believe you.
Kaz would have died.
I thought you said you can't die.
Well, Kaz believes that. You know what? No, you caught me. I can't say shit. You fucking caught me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still right though.
No, you're not.
Anyway, that explosion was planned. Both explosions. The giant monster has been dealt with.
He had a name.
But also, there is the threat of, you don't know, even if you believe you might not die, doesn't mean you can't be put into multiple pieces and not come back from those pieces.
Build robot pieces.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, you can only you have to have some bits of yourself left to do that.
Use my lungs.
It's the lungs are building something.
Fish, your lungs don't have opposable thumbs.
I got mage. I can do mage hand. I think. I don't have mage hand.
I do.
Haha! You found a way to defeat you. Blow you up to just a pair of lungs. I can't cast mage hand.
They can cast gust though. Yeah. Blow things around. It looks like a. I don't know. It'll work.
You can blow your lungs around.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes.
Once again, I have saved the day using artillery.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You are helping.
I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I'm not.
Yeah.
I have like several more cannons
mm-hmm.
that I can detonate if I need to. I was gone an entire session just building cannons.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah. You will observe on the battlefront. Eventually, a horrible specter will come riding in to attempt to attack you through the storm. And, then all of a sudden, up on its back will be your brother doing battle with it.
I shoot it out of the fucking sky.
It's going too fast.
I don't give a shit. I'll do it, man. I'm not even gonna burn a goddamn spell slot. I'm just gonna be like, shoot it.
You're shooting
right for that.
You're shooting at it as he's the beast it's on, as your brother's doing battle with it, distracting.
I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes down, he goes down.
The beast or helping your brother?
Yeah.
That you invited to help us.
I didn't. Cole did.
Yeah, I did.
He'll be fine.
Getting everyone's families back together.
He'll be
What
fine.
about mine?
They're probably dead.
You ate them.
Any more?
Some of them might be inside of you. In your brain.
You have an entire legion in your shadow, okay?
Yeah, they're your family.
All there.
They're your family.
My only family is off still on a very long honeymoon.
There's the fucking sliver thing, right? Slivers are all a family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot this thing out of the fucking sky.
I just want now someone to do artwork of slivers with a gold chain and a muscle shirt and sunglasses. It doesn't work on the creature, but I want that here.
You like the Vin Diesel, his family?
Yeah.
There's always room for family.
We'll put him in a muscle car.
Sliver in a muscle car.
Sliver in a muscle car.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yeah, you can shoot at it.
Yeah, fucking shoot.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of cannons.
Yeah, you can shoot some cannons at it. You can fire the cannons.
I keep calling them cannons. They're technically ballistae.
Yeah. You fire some ballistae, they'll fire some force bolts at it. There'll be some explosions in the sky, very dogfighty, you know, very, like, you know, World War trying to blow up the stuff at the sky kind of thing, you know, as, like, you can see, like, Slarvad having, like, a massive duel with, like, the Spectre on its back, and, you know, probably, like, having, like, Duel the Fates play for him or something, you know?
Can I shoot just the Spectre to steal the glory from him?
Probably not. Probably the horrible, like dragon wyvern monstrosities on back of blocks most of the attack.
I'll shoot through it.
You'll try. Not for a lack of try. Certainly, the creature will eventually go down.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's the third time that's like the third time I've saved his ass.
Uh-huh. And he'll use that excuse to, like, have his sword glow with holy energy and kind of, like, leap down as both of them are, like, and do, like, the diving attack from the sky down into the creature.
He's gonna Dark Souls it.
He's Dark Soulsing it all the way down.
So cool.
Self-righteous. Overzealous. Show off.
You're just jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything to be jealous of. Have you looked at me?
And then he'll say
guessing that
something
was
about,
like
no man could kill me, and he's like, I'm no man, you know, because I'm a goblin.
I'm just a goblin.
Yeah, and just, like, chop his head off or something, you know.
Stab it in the middle of the face, and then it just collapses on itself.
Yeah.
And I accidentally shoot Slarvad. It's fine.
Yeah, you know.
He can take it.
No,
He's
he
like,
just
"You hit me," and I'm like, get out of the fucking way.
no, he jumps on top of the bolt and rides
The
it into
bolt is
another.
made of force energy.
He makes
He
this
somehow does it.
He somehow rides the force. He surfs it.
I let the bolt detonate with him on it.
Uses the force.
I refuse.
He
Point
uses,
blank.
oh god, he uses the force!
No, I shoot the bolt out of the air. I don't give a shit.
He becomes the first Jedi.
Have you ever heard the tale of Slarvad the Wise?
No.
He uses the
His
force.
brother Kaz stole the glory from him.
He uses the force. He rides a giant piece of it into battle.
So the story Kazzrann.
Like Kaz wouldn't tell you anything. The entire time Kaz is like working the cannon, it's like, "Ooh, look at me, I'm Slarvad. I'm in the fucking thick of it. I'm gonna be like killing a bunch of people. And then I'm back here doing all the hard work. He's making sure he doesn't get his dumbass killed. Reinforcements exist, you asshole."
That sounds appropriate to this entire thing.
Like, aha, I'll fight for the glory, for the greater good, and then he's just gonna get fucking stabbed in the back because he wasn't paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Except Kaz is paying attention for him.
It'll be alright. It's fine. It's fun.
Yeah, because I'm good at my job, it'll be alright.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just think about it this way, Kaz. If you die, you have a backup character. Yeah.
He'll drown immediately. I'm making the executive decision right now that Slarvad doesn't know how to swim. Yeah.
He might have learned in the interim. He used to
never,
not know how to swim.
No, he didn't put any ranks into swim, so.
Yeah, no, he's got to have some weakness. It's like
his
Sonic,
only
you know?
weakness, His only weakness is love for his brother.
Yeah, who doesn't love him back.
That's why it's a weakness.
Real shame.
Yeah. The battle is epic and long, and certainly draws upon many of the forces of the Cabal. but fortunately, your plan was a good one. Also, they're attacked from behind by horrible undead monstrosities that kind of cut off their forces from the tower, distracting a lot of them and devastating a lot of them.
Oh, Claud and Cole are going to be insufferable after this.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any, like, idiots in the tower cowering in fear?
Not really.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
They'll die brave.
Yeah, they're not really cowering in fear, and many of them just are just like, intruder, and go for you, you know?
Yeah, they don't live very long.
No, they don't.
If a large group of them, like, ever come rushing at me, I'm going to fireball, action surge, fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that?
Yep. I can also click and cast a cantrip after.
That's the sorcerer fighter for you.
Yep. 3 spells.
that's action church for you.
There's probably a trail of bodies along a staircase as I leave.
As you're heading out and get towards the bottom floors, you certainly will encounter a group that seems to be a little bit more armed resistance. And behind them, kind of a little farther away, is a man you saw previously.
Oh, this idiot.
Interesting. A little violent, aren't you?
Only when I get bored. You're very boring.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but my flock needs me.
Well, if my assassins don't have a dagger in your back, I will, so good luck.
I can say the same. There are always plenty of fellows willing to listen to words. Plenty of new converts.
So, like, are you going to fuck off and leave, or are you going to sit here and yap? I don't have a lot of time. I'll, like, even tap on my wrist to be like, hurry it up, dude.
That's a weird thing to do.
Very busy man.
Watches exist.
Yeah, watches exist.
I have a clockwork goldfish. Watches exist.
Okay.
Sorry, but
Well, I don't know.
it was less that I needed time to leave, and more that, well, let's just say that, your time is up. Toodles. As he and a bunch of his people disappear.
Alright.
So, Carrie, Claude, what are you two doing? You've got some time. There's stuff going on. What's your plans?
That was going to be my question. Are we joining them, or are we saying that's all we're doing?
Why would we not join?
Okay, that's just making sure. I mean, we can follow up after the monsters and then take a different route, because we don't want to be there when they start taking lots of damage, because they might turn against us.
Yeah, obviously. Besides, if there's any flying creatures that are, very in the storm, I can probably bring them down.
Well, do we want to transport out or just walk out and take out whatever in front of us on the way?
I don't know, it might be cathartic, it's just... absolutely decimated Everest.
I'm fine with that.
Alright. You can enjoy a nice leisurely stroll through the maze that is the Evicar Tower. And by the time you're getting towards the front of the entire place, hey, there's Cole!
Is he surrounded by people?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Hey, Cole!
Oh, hey.
How goes the battle?
I don't know. If you go upstairs, there's lots of dead people now. They're real squishy and not very good at taking fireballs.
Technicality. I think he means non-moving dead people.
We're in the middle of a battle.
Yeah. I guess we should join them outside. I'm guessing all the horses have gone outside.
Oh, that one guy who, you know, greeted us at the gate when we came in here to spy and stuff, he, like, tried to talk to me, and then he teleported away.
Ah, the father.
Yeah, that one.
Was he, like, running away?
He's, like, tried to threaten me, but he's really not that scary. He's a small, pathetic man.
Yeah. But I meant, like, was he... Did it seem like he was joining the battle or fleeing?
I assume he has left entirely. He said something about gathering more of a flock, which honestly, I dare him to try. The sea hungers for blood, and I intend to feed it.
Okay, well, I guess let's go outside and wreak some mayhem.
That was fucking metal, dude. That was solid. Sea hungers for blood? Love it.
As you are exiting from the front door of the tower, and you can see the combined forces in front of you, you are going to hear a booming voice echo over the entire area. Fools who wish to crush Belzenlock's will. You think you too could claim ownership of this place, but know this. I was prepared for your attack. I was prepared for this day. Behold, I resurrect. Yarku lives again. And this time, he will be unstoppable. A massive, horrific creature begins to rise out of the swamp. As you see it, it starts the size of maybe like, probably Moldratha-sized. But then you see it absorbing something from the nearby area. Some kind of dark miasma.
Can I shoot it?
Sure. It has seemingly no effect.
What if I shoot it really hard?
It has seemingly no effect.
I burned a spell slot for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So is douchebag who's saying this the father?
No.
Oh.
Which you do not recognize. Behold. Dogma's corpse feeds it. Belzenlock's will brings back the Dark One. Devourer of all Urborg. Yargul lives once more. Now, you've got Yargul, Glutton of Urborg, resurrected once again. This time, kaiju-sized.
Yeah, it's just another Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge religion?
Sure.
I'm not even going to attempt that.
I'll try it, see what I can do. Not 20.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a natural 20.
Its body seems to be made of some kind of mixture of rotten carcasses from the swamp. But you get the feeling that it has like a spectral being basically almost possessing the body. And it looks a little bit like a gigantic mutated frog monstrosity.
Nice.
With like, it's got like 6 of these long clawed arms, and it just consumes everything. All flesh-based things to add to its corpse body. Yeah. It's going to town, on your all armies at this point in time.
Just everyone.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for this thing?
Nobody's told Kaz what's going on, so he's at the artillery. He's going to keep shooting it.
Yeah, I mean, like, technically you do damage to its body, but its body is not, like, the way to damage it, It's, unfortunately.
Break the body enough, you can maybe hit the soul.
Maybe.
I think it's spiritually... I'm going to just tell you, the 3 people who are next to me, I think it's spiritually powered. So, don't think the body matters as...
Carrie, you can roll a local check.
Local doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, this is
History.
History.
Yeah.
I gotta remember it's history. God.
Doesn't exist in Dungeons and Dragons. Kansas.
I forget that they, like, simplify things so many times. Oh, that's a good history roll.
You're picking the things that I have double proficiency in.
Yeah. This is something that you do remember learning about when you were doing some research in the area. Honestly, because you were interested in looking into Muldrotha, too. In the first battle of the tower, you think this thing was used, but it's supposed to have been killed by Muldrotha. Certainly, it seems back.
Resurrected somehow, according to a weird random voice in the sky. Did Muldrotha ever give me a way to, like, contact them?
I mean, you just can.
prayer.
Just phone him up.
Yeah, just phone up Muldrotha and be like, hey, you remember fighting and killing this thing, like, I don't know, a long time ago? It's bad. What do you want me to do? That's basically it.
I'm going to say, you guys focus on that. I'm going after dude in the sky.
Okay, have fun.
All right.
Help or tell me what she wants me to do.
I would also like to be shooting the man in the sky.
You don't see the man in the sky. None of you
I
do.
don't see the man.
We don't see...
No, you just heard a voice in the sky, I said. I never said there was a man in the sky. You heard a voice that echoed through the sky.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see anyone?
Sure.
I don't think he's actually in the sky.
Well, I'm saying anywhere around. Like,
Yeah.
he has to be somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Maybe in the tower.
You don't see any sign of anyone around.
I had something really cool.
It's
I mean,
a
you
shame
could
I
just-
can only summon a smaller air elemental. I can't summon like a really big one to box this guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like it's not like giant mechanical dragon size, but it's still pretty big. Like, it's maybe like 150, 200 feet tall, somewhere in between there. Like the size of what's left of the tower, kind of thing, you know? But it's like vertical developed, you know?
In that case, since I can't see who's talking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, last one there's a rotten egg. Go into shadow form, and in my head go, Drexel, We are Legion. Let's get some blood.
Okay. So,
not the plan.
That's an idea.
You will see Claud transform, and then the shadows just kind of melt off of him, and just begin to spread as this almost kind of layer very quickly across the ground. As horrible shadow monsters begin to emerge from it.
You know, I'm starting to think, visually, maybe the people you hate had a point when they said you appear more evil than them.
That's just rude, you know? I may be a giant demon right now.
Not you, you're like pretty normal, more than that.
She's a giant demon for Rath, actually.
That's fine.
Which you haven't seen.
That's whatever.
Before.
There's like two demons right there.
Yeah, I've already met one demon.
Yeah. The one's like, ooh, that's a really neat trick.
Also, Carrie went full demon before after we made a Dracolich.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
she was fine.
It's like right, old news.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't the dude in this voice say that it was like Bells and Locks will? Can we do the same thing that we did to the chains to this thing?
I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it might work. I don't think whatever he said was technically resurrected the way that we think it was. Whoever was talking, I'm fairly certain, well, I guess in a way gave their life to summon this thing. Also, I'm fairly certain it's combined with matter that's left over in this land that probably shouldn't be messed with. Even dear old Dad didn't mess around with some of this energy. When Urborg died in this area, it left behind not good in the land. Like, it's... You notice that, like, the trees look particularly a little extra evil in this area and stuff like that? More so than, like, normal Urborg? Like, we claimed this, but this place was known as, like, a grave of a dark god. I mean, all those locals died, and then, so that's no longer what it was known as, but, that's just because Dad wanted to call it something new. You know. Change history or something. But anyway, I think it absorbed part of that to become as powerful as it is now. I don't know what to do about that. And as a new spirit binding it to resurrect it, I think. Because I'm pretty sure the guy called out died horribly and in a little bit of anger for being, well, turned into a maggot and fed to some frogs. Kind of merged with the horrible necromantic energies, especially in this area, and became the first version of that. Look, I may have suggested the maggot thing. I thought it was hilarious. Dad was a little pissed off. The guy was kind of a jerk and kind of wanted a little bit more control than he should have been taking. You know, that happens. Ambition, it's nice until it gets you killed and eaten by a frog.
That was a lot of words for, we don't have a solution.
Hey.
Oh look, there's a frog spitting acid now.
Hey, staff, do you got any plans for this thing?
Unfortunately, I do not believe my abilities would be enough to defeat it. Summoning a
God.
storm. We've stormed a storm on top of it already. This thing seems very destructive.
I just had a thought, an X-Men quote. What happens when a frog gets hit by lightning?
So that
I
was
don't think
going to
that's
be...
gonna work here, man.
Well,
Same thing when anything gets hit by lightning.
That's also not true.
It's a very terrible quote.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
horrible quote.
It is a horrible. It's from like, what is it X-Men? Is it X1 or X2?
It's the first
X1.
one.
yeah.
X1, okay.
Bad.
That was the first thing that just popped in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, I have an idea. It's not great.
Uh-huh.
And it only deals with the body part of it.
Yeah.
But, make sure I'm reading the spell correctly. Yeah, I can pick how big this is. I can cast Storm of Vengeance on top of it. Which does a lot of things to it that are bad.
It certainly would do a lot of damage to its kind of physical form.
But that's only to the physical form, which... Well, a problem isn't the main part of the problem.
Yeah. There's a dark spirit that's basically in control of it and animating that.
and it's absorbing, more body parts as it goes. So you would slow it down.
So yeah, I could slow it down a bit.
Pretty much the same thing I'm attempting. I don't know how much, since I'm Shadow, I might be able to do damage to you. But I need to get through the outside to get to even do that anyway. So...
I mean, you're attacking it with a legion of shadow monsters that are, attempting to, do damage to it and stuff. But your legion of shadow monsters also is just murdering more people. So there's a lot of murder going on. There's, four armies now fight each other.
You've, summoned the ghosts at the end of Return of the King.
Yeah, except they're, not friendly to anybody.
No,
also.
they're just horrific monsters.
Yeah, so they're murdering everybody, but also, so there's, now 4 forces that are fighting. There's the giant monster that's just devouring everything.
You didn't specify.
Yeah.
Friend or foe.
Yeah. I don't think they would listen, though, to...
No, they probably wouldn't. Yeah, unless someone comes up with a better plan, I'm just gonna cast Storm of Vengeance on top of it.
Okay. There's a Storm of Vengeance raging there.
Yeah, so at first it's a bunch of, flashes of lightning and thunderous booms that deal a bunch of damage to it, and I don't think it can become deaf, but it does that. Then it starts getting melted with acid rain a bit, and then 6 bolts of lightning strike directly into it, and then hail starts hitting it. All in the course of a single minute.
Ouchie.
I mean, it's also a 360-foot radius, so it's hitting a lot of the stuff in the area. Look, there's now also a Storm of Vengeance. There's the remnants of a hurricane, and there's 3 armies and a giant monstrosity fighting, and a Storm of Vengeance on top of it. There's shit going on.
I mostly pick where a lot of the damage goes, at least.
You're controlling that most of the damage is going to this thing.
Some people are going to get acid rained and hit with hail.
Yeah.
I can't prevent that.
Yeah. So, in the meantime, in the next minute, 2 of you can start thinking, Kaz, hail is falling in acid rain.
This sucks. I don't know that this is your guys' doing.
You have no fucking clue.
I had no fucking clue what the hell is happening.
As you're cannoning this giant monstrosity,
there's a horde of shadow monsters.
Yeah, that was a horde of shadow monsters.
They never tell me things.
I have no way to communicate with you.
Yeah, Slarvad has fallen back, so he's actually fending the shadow monsters away from your cannon. He's keep firing at the big thing. We'll hold them off from your cannon.
Obviously. What do you think I'm doing?
If only we were near an ocean and not just in a swamp.
Yeah, well, we're not. Y'all want to just come back here and inform the rest of the group what the fuck is happening?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have a lot of control at the moment.
Carry. I mean, you can travel with Cole. Cole's just concentrating for a minute. He can still travel.
I guess I'll walk.
Yeah, you can, so the three of you could walk. And your aunt's there too.
She could teleport you too.
Oh yeah, you could ask her to.
Can you get us to the cannons, the ballistae?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Right. You teleport into the main camp of your forces now. I guess at this point in time, like force ballistic bolts are raining out, blasting into this thing as like the storm is tearing into it. As it's like also got little shadow things crawling over it, and it's kind of like smashing down.
Pull
You know.
out my tobacco pipe and just Yeah, I think it's average day.
Yeah, it's just raining. You know, you just got the tobacco pipe just like lay under the rain.
So how's things been going here?
Well, hi, you two. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. Those are Claud, all the shadow monsters. That rainstorm is mine.
I'm just
Okay. No, I know. You're also very tall again. We're gonna have a discussion about that, I feel like, later after some heavy drinking.
I'm very proud of her. She accepted her negative emotions.
Oh, you're still alive? That sucks.
I don't know why I would die. It's really hard to kill me.
I'll take that as a challenge another day. Big thing.
Yeah. Well, Drotha killed it once.
She gonna do it again?
I don't know. I tried contacting her. I don't know if she ever replied.
You get the sense that she could arrive, but this thing is, like, probably more powerful than it was in the past.
She has an army to back her up this time.
True.
Can I turn it off with the Staff of Domination? Can I turn it off?
No.
Turn it off. Hey, can't blame me for asking, man.
Valid question.
It was a valid question, but I was just like, the Staff of Dominance.
How wide is this horrible giant monster?
God. If it would take up a sphere, maybe 50-foot radius at most, it's like tall.
Oh, that's like the perfect radius for this spell.
Uh-huh.
I can maybe stop it from moving.
Okay, I'm gonna keep shooting it.
Yeah, I guess like eventually when my big, horrible Storm of Vengeance ends, I'll just like, because I assume there's water beneath it. We are in a swamp.
Yes.
Control water, make a whirlpool under it to try to stop it from moving.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably keep it in check.
I only have so many magic items, and I'm not allowed to supercharge most of them.
Marking all staff charges. I'll do like this many.
And you could eyeball it, see if there's any extra information you can figure out.
Yeah, can I do that? Can I eyeball it?
Sure.
What's the check? Arcana?
Yeah.
16?
There's a lot of black mana circling around in that thing, certainly.
Oh yeah, I can see that with my fucking thing.
Yeah. The exact energy of it is kind of, like, hard to tell, though, unfortunately.
I still have the candelabra.
Yes.
Wasn't it kind of broken?
That was so long ago, and I'm very
probably
good
has
at
gotten
fixing
fixed
things.
at this point.
It's mostly fixed.
I was gonna say, I've probably fixed it at this point. I literally have a repair artifice skill.
Yeah. It's doing much better. It's a little weird sense there. Also probably because dimensional energies probably had an effect on it.
Hey, it wasn't in the bag.
No,
in
but
the
it
bag.
was in the belly of the beast where people were, and they were affected by it
on
too.
me, and I got kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't argue for him. Look, my point is, I'd have to get there, which is the problem, because of Claud right now. But if I get there, I could possibly drain it of a lot of energy.
I mean, you could ask good old Auntie.
No.
I don't want to get near that thing.
Someone
You
could,
do or
like,
you don't?
Lie you to it.
No.
No?
No.
Near it.
How close do you have to be?
How close do I have to be?
You required physical contact with the candelabra previously.
I wouldn't know that. They're the assholes that used it.
Yeah.
I don't know how magic works. I can just do it.
You're literally a sorcerer!
Well, if you
I'm a
asked them last
sorcerer.
time,
I don't know how magic actually works.
Last
I can
time you just
do it.
they just punched it into something and
Yeah.
it worked.
I brute force my way through magic. I'm not a nerd.
Okay, so I probably know it a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
Do I have to, like, literally touch the damn thing with the candelabra?
Ah. In this case, probably. But, like, it's a lot more than that. Previously, a lot of what the dragon was doing was automated, meaning you can kind of, like, override it. In order for you to candelabra to affect this, because it does have some kind of willpower, you would have to, like, trick it to doing it in some way, which is possible?
I'm not very charming. I have to trick it into absorbing black mana, which it's already doing.
It doesn't seem to be absorbing any more at the moment.
I need to look up this fucking candelabra's magic card again.
So, Carrie, a voice in your head will call out to you. And call you to the swamp.
Alright. Guys, I'm gonna go to the swamp real quick. See you later.
Hang on, can I come? Can I come?
I might need you here, but
Me?
you know, yeah, because the cannons.
I've trained a few zombies on how to use the cannons.
Let's stay with the cannons. I'm gonna go see what the swamp wants.
Good luck.
Alright.
Have fun.
Thanks.
We'll try to deal with this.
If either of you die before I get back, I'm resurrecting your corpses.
Please do.
I will be reincarnated by my wife, so you can do whatever you want with the body.
Use it as a figurehead on the Hellkite.
I don't care. The staff will also teleport with me. You can't doubt that.
I don't want your staff anyway.
Oh, Jesus. That's a heck of a sneeze.
Staff's probably insulted by that. Jeez.
Well, I have his orb. I could ask Nim and just show him what's going on. But I think he
See-
might be a little mad.
But it's not our fault this time.
We didn't do that one.
We didn't do this. We didn't do this. We did not do this. Claude is currently part of the problem. Okay, we can blame Claude. But we did not do this.
Hey, come on, it was the least badass.
You're not here to defend yourself.
Actually, Claude is actually helping in a
Yeah.
way, because it's keeping that thing from, like, it's distracted mostly by Claude's forces.
No, I know. We have to fight Claude's army is the problem right now.
Claude's army might not attack you guys,
You just said that Slarvad was fending off
Like-
the shadows.
because it doesn't like Slarvad or the zombies. You in particular are probably fine.
Who does? Why would you ever
You're a
like?
I
friend.
probably have a because
You're a friend.
they're- yeah, because you're so close to me, you guys would probably be
Yeah.
safe.
You're the only ones.
I have like that much control over it.
Yeah.
I don't like that you're making Slarvad seem more badass by fending off a shadow army.
It's so cool.
He's gaining levels on you even now as you speak.
He doesn't deserve it.
You are one of those shadow monsters.
I don't know, like 5 or 6 or something.
Killed enough of them.
Yeah.
He will get XP.
Yeah.
I can destroy most of them right fucking now, but is that all it takes? You want me to kill them all? Because I'll do it. You all don't want me to. I was specifically talked down from this plan. But I'll overload a Genesis box. I'll fucking do it. I don't care.
I don't think that will kill them. I gotta be honest. That will have a different effect entirely.
Yeah, Genesis box, because they're shadow creatures. I don't know if that would really do anything. The Force Ballista is yes.
Well, I was told to keep firing.
Yeah.
On the thing.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, at the big thing.
You're helping keeping it in check.
I'll deal with any weird shit that tries to come to these cannons.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have this candelabra, but I think if I just fucking stab it with it and then overpower it, I can at least drain it.
Load it into your ballista.
Yes! Oh, beautiful idea from the ghost of Carrion.
Well, last time that thing was used, you know, it did a lot of weird shit.
No, that wasn't your fault. Unless you are now wanting to take the blame for the weird shit.
Look, I don't understand magic.
There is an option if you want to make this work. You would have to at least partially be absorbed by it. Then you're part of it and can make choices for it.
Oh.
Oh, this is fine.
You might have to give up a limb or part of one.
A limb, I mean, you can replace
I
it.
could give up a limb for this?
I mean,
Carrion,
honestly,
we have to change the plan we've had for 2 years.
you just gotta, like, give up on...
Your arm, you're sacrificing your arm to this weird monstrosity.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I think we're going to level up soon. Yes.
So, in the meantime, Carrie.
Me.
Kind of away from all the chaos, you will see, like, this little, like, sapling wander over to you. It'll kind of come over with, like, this little arm kind of thing, vines out, kind of like it wants to be picked up or hugged or something.
I will pick it up immediately. I love all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Are you what's called me here, or are you just the messenger?
It'll kind of, like, nod its head like, yes.
Why am I here, little creature?
Carrie,
That's my name.
you forget that when you became my herald, we became part of each other. You are connected to me as much as I am connected to you. You can draw upon my powers, but I can draw upon yours in a way too. You've tapped into your dark mana quite strangely, but maintained your control.
You're kind of cutting in and out for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I got like every
the mic.
10th word.
Sorry. We are connected together. Just as you are my herald, I am a part of you, and you are a part of me now. It has been different to experience what your being's lives are. Your memories, your experiences teach me more. Things that perhaps my father has learned to understand over his long existence in interacting with the lessers, with the small creatures of the world. I too agree there is fear to be had, but there may be a way. There may be a way to amplify things without directly using it on either of us. And then if we combine our strength, we may be able to find a temporarily be as strong as that creature.
I'll do what's necessary.
My knowledge is only of the same as yours. The strange box, which gives life. You could perhaps use it in this place. This place was cursed by the death of the one who threatened our world. The one my father did battle with. You cannot remove that curse, but perhaps allow life to exist regardless of it, and allow my life to flourish more. The stronger Yavamea is, the stronger I am. And then we can gain strength. Your abilities that you gained by me will allow you to transform into a being similar to my own temporarily. We can then become one and fight this thing.
Alright, so take one of the Gaia boxes and let life flourish and then become something even more fucked up. That sounds about right.
Join the more fucked up club.
Okay.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna do anything by sitting around here, so I'm gonna go back and steal a Gaia box. Thank you for your guidance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I keep the stick creature with me?
Yes.
Yay!
The sapperling is very happy to be with you. It's a sapperling. They're not that smart. They're just...
Listen, it is. I have an emotional support and an emotional support sapling.
Yeah.
This is my life now.
It's a little, like, plant monster that's just like, yay! Existence!
I had fucking Manuel on one shoulder and the sapling on the other.
You're bringing Manuel into a war zone?
True, like a true druid.
That is very true.
Oh my god, I can talk to Manuel now.
Yes, you can.
You also have your bird.
You've had this realization like a couple times.
And you keep not doing it.
Yeah, that's true. I also have a fucking, like, Stormcrow or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I have a lot of animals.
I thought we left the storm.
You left the Stormcrow and Kavu back at your house. Doesn't mean you couldn't visit them.
Well, right now I have emotional support sapling and emotional support Manuel, so.
Yeah. So.
Return to Kaz. Hey, Kaz, you still have those, like, Gaia boxes?
Well, I'm not allowed to use them, but yes.
Well, here's the thing. I have to use it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You have to remember, other people keep talking me out of using it. I've wanted to use them for so long.
We're going to make life flourish, and then I'm going to merge myself, and hey, I'm gonna go fight a big monster.
Cool, I'm gonna stick my arm inside of the big monster in order to drain it of all the mana that I can.
Okay.
Alright.
With the power of our mastery combined, we'll probably deal with
Two
this.
brain cells collide.
Cole, you had previously been elected as a sensible one.
I'm not here. I'm fighting.
Yeah, Cole ran off to fight. Leaving you
Cole's
two.
gone.
Yeah, Cole's not here.
Claud's busy being his
Cole's keeping things away from you,
Yeah.
currently.
Cole's off with Slarvad, and the two of them have joined forces, and their team is like just fending off this like army,
probably,
like the Cabal army, and like some
probably
shadow
like
monsters.
A bunch of his team, and then me and my cool mercenary dudes.
Yeah. Like the elite mercenary, like
I
leaders.
do have my own personal mercenary.
Yeah, like the personal mercenary squad is there. Like you're just general mercenaries are all fighting.
They're all
and
fighters,
probably,
sorcerer.
Yeah. You know.
Now, Carrion, do you think my brother counts as a sensible person? No? Because well, he's like one of the only other sensible people who's in close proximity, so I feel like we could ask him and
Ooh, what about me? I'm sensible.
No, you're not. I'm only like 80% sure I know who just said that, and no, you're not.
Look, Cole is okay with this lady. She is not to be asked sensible things.
Do I need a sensible person? I literally asked basically what amounts to my goddess now, and she's the one that told me. So.
Okay, do you need a normal Genesis box or a better Genesis box? Because I only got so much I can do, and I really want to drain a lot of energy out of this. I think it'll be invigorating. Extremely painful, but invigorating.
I need as much life to flourish as possible, so what's the best you got?
One should be fine, honestly.
Yeah.
It's meant to, you know, restore life to a desolate wasteland.
Well, we're not really restoring life so much as forcing life to flourish. But whatever. Let's do that. And then you can
hang on,
arm and we can fuck it up.
Now, before we go making a horrible mistake, I want to double check on the purpose of the Genesis box.
Yes.
It is that it improves the natural ecosystem. Yes.
Yes. It seems to
because
combine
previously,
like probably like life-giving properties, mana-enhancing properties, along with a tiny bit of temporal acceleration that tends to target things like plants and stuff like that.
Okay, because I was under the previous assumption that what it did is it causes a massive influx of the most recent native mana.
It also affects that to a degree.
Yeah. My point being, Carrion.
Yeah.
Do this.
Yeah.
After I've started draining it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it might just absorb it all, and that's bad.
Okay.
That's pretty good, because she's targeting both black and green at the same time, as she's hoping to do.
Nobody is telling us not to do this.
Yeah.
There's no one to do that, unfortunately. Other than the ant.
Cool, great. Kaz just like
great
starts
idea.
rolling up his sleeve.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna really do it very much and expose my very evident farmer's tan.
Yeah.
But Kaz just rolls up his sleeve, pins it up at the shoulder, and goes, "All right. What can go wrong?"
Yeah.
A lot of things. A lot of things can go wrong.
Don't actually answer that. We're just gonna fuck shit up.
We're gonna lose.
You have to cross a active battlefield, which does take a little bit of time.
Oh,
I can fly over it.
yeah.
Drop him off at this thing's feet. So this thing is like you get dropped off like at this thing, so you can kind of land on it. And this thing is like a weird amount, like it feels like a creature, but there's just like a squishiness to its entire body. Just, like,
I've felt frogs.
Yeah. But it's also like a frog that's been comprised of like a lot of corpses that have been incorporated and like reconstituted into its form. So it's kind of like weird and gross too. Yeah.
I'm ready.
There's also like a whirlpool around its feet, keeping it in check, you know?
Oh yeah, this is not stable footing, but I'm about to have a really solid anchor point.
Oh yeah. Just kind of punch into it with your arm.
Shadows
I got little
on your head.
I got little claws, you know, I'm a goblin.
Yeah.
Goblin fingers.
Just like, just claws first and just shove it in there. And
it can't feel good.
It is awful. It is like, can you give me like a wisdom save, honestly?
You know I can give you a wisdom save.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, baby, I have a 0 modifier. That's
Nice.
a 15.
That's actually a pretty good check. You don't lose control screaming in pain.
I think I do scream in pain a little bit, though.
Oh, yours probably screaming, but you at least are still doing things rather than, like, being overwhelmed by it. Because it's like... It's not just, like, cutting your arm off. It's, like, consuming and reconfiguring your arm while it's attached to your body.
It's like integrating my arm.
Yeah. It is. It is pretty awful. And you can feel it attempting to, like, draw the rest of you in, too.
Not gonna let it. I'm gonna pull out the candelabra.
Uh-huh.
3rd level spell slot.
Uh-huh.
Amplify.
Uh-huh.
Just pull out as much mana as I can.
So you're just kind of jamming it into there. Just, the thing will, it'll be like a shockwave across this creature as it's like, you know, almost as if it's been like winded. Though this thing couldn't be, like, you know, it's just like struggling as it kind of like falls down a little bit, arms into the whirlpool, kind of like trying to keep it up.
That's right, Larvad. This is how you do heroism. Like, I'm losing an arm, I'm shoving an artifact I don't fully understand into this thing. This is cool. I don't care that he's in the middle of the battlefield in, like, a pitched combat with a whole bunch of shadows and undead and shit. Sure, that's nice. I'm committing atrocities again.
In the meantime, a box. There's just a little switch on it. The timer has been set to 0. It's ready just to activate. Do you flip it, Carrion? Click. At ground 0, you can feel the most of this effect, even though probably everyone on the battlefield just feels the wave of energy. You feel as almost everything stops for a second. There is more energy than you've ever felt before. Like, it was something to be, like, inside Muldratha for a little bit. That was feeling energy. This is like, being in demon form is feeling energy. This feels as like the world is at your fingertips. A massive energy spike that just, you don't even know how to understand it. It's just so much flowing through everything. You feel like a strangeness like tingling throughout your body too. The tiny little sapperling in your arm just kind of pops out and grows into a tree.
Hell yeah!
A tree folk. It's a little confused. But now it's a massive tree folk next to you.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah! That's my son.
Trees sprout. Vines grow. The land bursts with life more than anything you've seen ever. The tower itself becomes covered in green vines. The dark shadow of this land feels like it disappears in an instant. The graveyard here, the shadow of a beast, no longer claims this land, but is buried deep beneath the surface, where it can rot and decay away. You've used a power to, in a way, vanquish what remains of Yawgmoth. Just that leftovers of him just is driven deeper into the swamp, where it may no longer perhaps have the effect it used to have. The land grows fertile.
Claud. Yes.
You're gonna find yourself in the middle of a field of trees. There are strange shadow creatures all about. You're tree folk.
Turned into my gut tree folk guy.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell happened?
Okay.
Like, there are, like the trees aren't the most pleasant looking, because they're honestly, like, it's like a swamp forest. It's like, it's got some green, but it's also kind of like, you know, the trees are gnarly and kind of mean looking.
I'm probably like that tree folk that was trapped between the two worlds, the darker half side of them.
Yeah, but like, I was saying,
like a bunch of fucked up mangroves.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I'm pretty sure there's probably some, like, black-green lands in Magic the Gathering that, like, look pretty awful. They generally look, they're a weird combination of, like, things. Like, okay, yeah. Blooming Marsh. It looks still very evil, but it also is very green. You know? It's like the Twisted Fairy Tale forest, except swampy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is what you have certainly created a lot of right now.
Or the Bayou land.
Yeah, Bayou. I forgot Bayou. Like
yeah, that's a black-green land. That's swamp trees.
Swamp trees. Yeah. As the swamp and energy begin to coalesce around you, Carrie, and you feel you begin to transform, you'll see a small man kind of like holding something and being like, and he'll kind of like throw it up towards you, towards your hand. Will you grab it?
Sure, why not?
All right. It'll grow with you because magic item. And that happens sometimes. But now a 200-foot tall demonic Moldratha holding a gigantic holy sword is now here.
Hi.
Son of a bitch, goddamn Slarvat. I'm gonna kick him in the dick.
Hell yeah.
He imbued his paladin powers into his sword and gave it to you. To better slay undead.
I look so hot right now. Let me have this, cat.
I gave you a scythe.
You're a gigantic demon elemental with a magical glowing holy sword.
A holy sword.
I just think the scythe would be aesthetically better.
Cool as a big sword, though.
Mm-hmm. The epic duel between Yargol and Moldratha begins once more. The weakening that Claud had done to it leaves it open as its protections seem to be wrought forth. The battle goes on for a number of minutes of blow versus blow against each other, but you can tell that this energized holy blade is cutting into its very essence and is actually cutting into its spiritual energy. As the battle kind of wades down and like it feels as though the shadow monsters have now been more contained and are less attacking everyone and now concentrating on like almost holding Yargol back a little bit more too. So there's like this like combined effort of like the candelabra which is stuck in its knee with a Kaz stuck in its knee or something.
Just flying around.
Yeah, you're just like your arms still like attached.
Around.
You're like actually after a few minutes of flailing around, your arm will tear off and you will go flying into the swamp.
I figured it'd happen eventually.
Mm-hmm. It was digested enough.
Honestly, I was gonna cut my own arm off sooner or later.
Yeah. There's still a candelabra in that thing. That's, you know.
Oh, no, if the candelabra's staying, then I'm staying. I'm holding on to the candelabra. I cannot risk that thing.
You'll lose your arm, and now you'll just be attached by a candelabra for a couple of minutes. Just
That's
a little
fine.
bit longer, before you and the candelabra will go flying off into the swamp then, actually.
I drained as much of its fucking mana as I could.
Yeah, you definitely weakened it. Enough for the new combined effort as, like, I guess, Claude, you'll, like, kind of turn towards this as your tree folk to, like, help out. But also, like, this other tree folk will kind of join you. That'll be, like, you know, hanging out with you. And you're like, where'd another tree folk come from?
Harry.
Thankfully, I helped make it.
You did.
Why is it whenever weird giant shit happens, it's always Carrie and Kaz?
Well, my thought was it was Carrie just because, you know, she's now druid of Swamp Forest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and as, like, it looks like it's, like, gonna, like, maybe, like, turn against it, Cole, you'll see your opportunity to once again, like, control water as it kind of gets knocked down, to, like, hold it in place for that last second, as, like, the Muldratha-Carry combination brings the sword down and just cuts through it, waning it in two, finally finishing it off. Combining all of your efforts to defeat the massive giant monstrosity. And with that, sunlight arises. The great storm that Cole summoned disperses. It weakens very quickly. It's a hurricane in the middle of a landscape. It doesn't have anything to feed it. It acts like normal nature. But a rarity in Urborg. The clouds part, just for a bit. The sun to fully shine down. As the great elemental kind of begins to fade away and move back into the swamp, into the forest, and kind of leaving behind Carrie and a glowing sword. Kaz, you're up in a tree, armless, having your fall broken.
I'm like...
It'd be funny if you were in me.
Oh, God.
No. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to try to catch him, I could say you could have been there.
Sure, I'll try to catch him with my branches.
Yeah, in the branches of Claud.
Fucking Treebeard over here carrying a little person.
Oh, I'm like almost fucking unconscious. I don't have an arm anymore.
Yeah. He seems like you need to, like, maybe have some, like, medical problems or something.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I will actually... Well, just in case, I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
Yeet.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely keep him alive.
To make sure he, you know, is stable, because I don't actually have healing spells.
No, I'm the party healer.
But, I can do Spare the Dying.
Wait, you have
Oh,
a
actually,
fucking screwdriver.
No, I gave it back to you because you were going to recharge it or something, but you never gave it back to
that
me.
takes a fucking long
Yeah,
rest.
I don't think
Okay, you
I
never
don't
told me you
think
gave it back
I don't
to
think
me.
a trait needs a screwdriver.
It's merged in me. At
That's
the moment,
racist
yeah.
against tree people.
It did merge with him.
I don't know. I don't think Treebeard was very handy with tools. All right.
I bet if I read the Silmarillion, I could prove you wrong.
Yeah. Treebeard was actually a mechanic. Little known fact.
Honestly, Silmarillion's weird enough that they could have put that in there as the problem. Your tree.
No, I don't have that. Okay. I was just double checking with my Spare the Dying. I thought I got some other bonus with that.
No. I don't think it's one of the ones that upgrades.
No, from my powers.
You think the other tree folk is trying to speak, but doesn't seem to really know how? It seems to be pointing at Kaz, though.
Mentally go out, telepathically talk to it. I can do that.
Okay.
You telepathically talk to him.
It doesn't give a real good response.
It's not a language, it's more of like transferring thought.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Yeah.
What's the vibe of the tree?
Check a tree.
The tree seems to want to help.
I'll hold out Kaz.
Sure. He'll, like, use, like, cure wounds on you or something.
I didn't agree to this.
Tree skull. Spell,
What's
dude.
happening?
Touched by a tree.
Touched by a tree folk.
Touched by a tree folk coming to a cinema near you.
Show me on the doll where the tree folk touched you.
On my fucking missing arm.
On the, yeah.
On the stump.
I stabilized you at least.
Carrie, you're just unconscious somewhere in the forest, honestly. Like, you know, you just, you know, absorbed energy of a geographical region in order to defeat a giant monstrosity.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I presume I'm near a small goblin friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a big old predator handshake because we did cool fighting together.
Yeah. When he lost his sword, he started just like he like energized his fist with like holy energy and just started punching stuff.
Well, he's got brass knuckles.
You know?
Yeah, give him a good old predator handshake.
Yeah. Shall we go find the others? Make sure they're okay?
Oh, probably. We shouldn't leave them alone for too long.
I'm going to start shrinking down while carrying Kaz.
Sure.
And also, Legion return.
They will at this point in time.
It's not a Pokemon.
Legionmon! Returnamon!
Horrible shadow monstrosity. Return.
Oh, monstrosities. There's more than
True.
one.
That's fair.
They are Legion.
They are Legion.
Yes.
They're also, like, really hard to actually kill because they only partially exist in your dimension.
Yeah.
And also hope to drag people into their horrible, like, non-existence. That was their entire plan.
Yeah, that's why I figured, though, this might be the time to actually use them, and maybe they'll be quiet a little since they got some, you know...
You feel like there's, like, 20% more than there used to be.
Oh, gosh. Well, maybe at least slayed their thirst for a little bit.
I mean,
Make
like,
them more thirsty.
they're technically not part of you the same way, so I mean, like, at least you don't have them in you directly. They just, you know,
Yeah.
made new friends and brought
Live
them
in
into
your shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, but I think that this was the time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go find these lovely individuals.
Yeah. You'll be able to find Carrie out in the woods. Just kind of lying down on what looks to be like a bed of these, like, black flowers.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Very peaceful.
Black Lotus.
No, they don't grow very well here. There's actually places that grow with black lotuses in the world. And this is not one of them. Environment's just a little off. Actually, honestly, there could possibly be one here after what the fuck just happened here.
Yeah.
A single black lotus.
Yeah, there's a single black lotus in amongst the flowers that's just, like, poking up next to her.
Gibbs.
Now while I walk, I'll be screwdriving you too.
Oh, great, thank you.
Right.
But let's end here as you're, like, combining yourselves back together and kind of taking stock of how your battle went. Honestly, there was a bunch of armies here, and there's now, like, part of one left?
Did we win?
Yeah! You
Alright.
technically won.
Don't sound super sure about that.
The four of us won.
The four of you and Slowbad's group won, because you're the big main people that survive. And technically, there was enough of the, you know, rebels to survive that they can claim victory.
Yeah.
They can give a rebel yell?
The Cabal is gone.
Certainly, it looks like their main leadership that was at this place has been vanquished.
That doesn't mean that, you know, there aren't, you know, outliers out
There'll
in
be
the world.
holdouts still.
Yeah.
Being hunted down.
Yeah. You can buy those up.
But at this point in time, you've also truly conquered the stronghold. Something that didn't happen the last time. Last time, it was basically, honestly, an assassination of Belzenlaw more than anything. Yeah. With an attack that was basically a distraction. It was not really easy to rout the entire group. That's why people didn't hang around to do that. They left, because it's, still a lot of angry people were left over there that weren't really
cleaned up the world's mess.
I mean,
one of the world's messes.
Yeah. Look, it was a
Once again.
Look, it wasn't as major of a mess as it used to be, and so, the Weatherlight was going to come back to it eventually, but you got taken care of it early.
Once again, we saved the world.
Uh-huh. I mean...
And your brother helped!
Yeah.
No. He was there, but that doesn't mean he helped.
A lot of things helped. This nice
Fine,
demon
he can
lady,
give some credit.
This nice demon lady helped too.
I don't know if that counts.
She will totally want to take credit. She
helped, and she also helped Carrie control her powers a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know that happened.
So, yeah. But we'll leave it off here, because, crazy shit as usual happened. A more controlled giant kaiju fight happened.
Implying the last one wasn't controlled or something?
I mean, the original idea was directly use a box on Muldrotha, which would have not been controlled.
No, that would have been a terrible plan.
So
that would have been a bad plan.
Yeah, so instead, just make the region better and then summon her to the region, so it's energizing her indirectly.
And I didn't overpower the Genesis box.
That was also a good idea. Because honestly, that would have had
regional effects?
Island-based effects, at least.
Yeah.
Also, there are probably a lot of volcanic eruptions at that kind of energy.
Yeah.
No, I just overpowered the fucking candelabra instead.
Yeah.
Do we level up?
Not quite yet, but close.
Ah, fuck.
I know.
We have to survive without an arm for a while.
Yeah. But you're close. Because as soon as... there are some things post-Urborg, and you're getting close to the end of Urborg, I will tell you. So this is this is a very major moment in the arc.
Which arm did you give up, by the way?
The left one.
Mm-hmm.
The right one was controlling the candelabra.
Yeah. But this certainly earned you a lot way towards that level up. You certainly earned your experience, so to say. Victory cheers will go out, and the aftermath. Loss of an arm. The effects of a Legion of Shadows. And Carrie's adventures in merging with an elemental, even briefly, will all, have some effect, and we'll talk about that next time. Yeah. And then maybe we'll also go find a nice furnace. And perhaps some ruins of a ship.
And read through a journal that might give us information about this place.
It will.
Possibly.
Yeah, it might help. But that's the aftermath, now that you've cleared that up. And that'll be next time. So, thanks everybody for joining. It was crazy and good and fun as usual. Hey, Ads, do you have anything to shout out?
And sometimes I turn into gigantic monsters, and sometimes I turn into bigger gigantic monsters.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, I've been there.
It does happen occasionally. Fish.
Yeah, it's fun. Hi everybody, I'm Fish Harlan. This week you can find me investing in cheese-based renewable energy.
Ooh.
That's a Gouda for you.
Fuck you.
That was part of my soul died with that one.
Like genuinely, I'm almost mad at you.
You still have one of those?
I'm sorry.
Occasionally it regenerates.
Cheese-based joke.
There's better cheese-based joke.
There are, but that was a thing.
It was a Gouda one.
It wasn't. You just made it again, and that makes it worse.
Momo?
That's like a degradation of the already shitty joke.
Momo.
I know how to beat a dead horse.
Hello, it's me, Momo. You can catch me here, where I play someone who has some form of an alignment called Money. And then Wednesdays, At 9 p.m. I'm pretty sure that's when we do it.
Yeah,
10 p.m.
same time as
Play a pirate, and I talk about Wizards of the Coast and USAopoly being bad on Saturdays.
Yeah. And occasionally Steve Jackson games. But they've been better lately. They've been doing less stupid stuff. I mean, it's like, I had so many years of talking about Steve Jackson games stupid stuff, and now they've been well-behaved, relatively speaking, and I'm like...
Yeah. I'm not on the show as much anymore, and they get better.
Yeah, and for some reason, if you do want to hear more of my voice, you can catch me on those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One day I would love to join you for a talking tabletop.
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
If I'm not, working 6 days a week.
That's always the issue, is like having the day off to do it. Rarity, but happens occasionally.
I get home from work and then immediately do the show.
Yeah. Joe, anything to outshout?
Alan.
Yeah.
That was better than the Gouda pun.
You should get that checked out.
Yeah, you really should, though, man.
The Gouda, the
Both.
Both.
Yeah, you're starting to sound like a Murloc.
So, schedule for myself. I will be playing a little bit of Rath tomorrow morning. Just open couch. Anybody wants to hop in and hang out with friends and stuff, good for you to do it. Just doing more of the story stuff, been fun to do that. It's my single player time of doing it. I eventually do it multiplayer people. Discussing tabletop on Saturday. Next week, we're going to be off for a few weeks from Buccaneers of Shackled Sea because we're in between seasons. We're going to season 4 of that one, of 6.
Yep.
Because I'm doing a season for each of the books in the Adventure Path that it was originally based on. And then, but we should still have this show next week. Which, I gotta be honest, completing this is a big marker towards the finale of the entire show. I know, it's like an exciting thing.
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
It has been a hell of a campaign of ups and downs and stuff.
I honestly am sad I could not join when it started.
Yeah.
It would have just been a little even more chaotic.
Because the character I would have played would have not meshed with this group at all, and it would have been great. So I was going to play an Azamar.
Bad news, buddy.
That wouldn't have meshed very well.
No.
I mean, honestly, I could have just had the storyline of, like, Angel and Human had an affair and actually had a kid by some miracle, so you're, like, shunned by the church a little bit because you're weird.
Yeah, the fucking angels kicked me out of my home.
Would you believe it if arguably we weren't the most chaotic original members of the party?
I would, because I've seen this show before.
Yeah, like, we never cast Detect Thoughts every single social encounter.
I remember Maxwell.
Every single social encounter.
Every fucking social encounter with Detect Thoughts.
My wish is Maxwell makes one last appearance.
I mean, I could talk to Lee about it. I could talk to Lee and, like, Lynn's and stuff to see about, like, appearances in the back end for finale or something.
That would be awesome to have them back, just
for the finale.
For the wrap-up, yeah.
Yeah. I can always check in with them about that and make some kind of special overlay for, extras and stuff. That is something that I can look into.
An epilogue one-shot where we crash the honeymoon.
I mean, our honeymoon's probably long since it's been months. It's over.
It's a really long honeymoon.
The second honeymoon.
He's probably may or may not already be human, because that's what their quest line.
They might be onto another honeymoon at that point.
That's true.
We crashed the baby shower.
But regardless, though, yeah. So expect me to probably finish up Rath at some point in time and do more Pathfinder Wrath of Righteous. Hopefully, a billion things won't crash at one time like it did on Wednesday. And, like, that was weird. Because it was... The game crashed, OBS crashed, and then Firefox technically crashed at the same time. I don't know why. Like,
technology, man.
Technology.
Great.
I'm pretty sure it's just something to do with Wrath of Righteous did that,
It's your computer sparing you from pain and suffering.
It's trying to. It was right at the point where the game was like, you've been having fun. Now you've got to definitely go to these story missions. We're forcing you on it.
You just keep going back.
I'll go back for a little while longer. It hasn't quite gotten to me yet. It might, and then I would stop. We'll find out. But for now, I'm only playing that on Wednesday. Expect that next week. And for now, bye. Schedule will be up later on the weekend, etc., etc.
Bye.
Bye.